Good morning. Welcome to NSU. How many of you all had class yesterday? All right, so this is day 2 for almost all of you for class today. This is University Strategies, in case you're not in the right place. All right, to get started today, I wanted to show a video. You guys, some of you heard it exploding over the speakers earlier. Oops. Seriously? Hold on, sorry. The mouse and the buttons are way too close together over here. There we go. All right.
They follow the cafeteria area of the UC because that's where everyone gathers. That's where you can meet new people.
My favorite spot is probably the library because I spend most of my time there studying and preparing myself for classes. My favorite spot is the Chatterbox. I love to go get Pizza Hut and sit down and just sit on my laptop. Seminary Hall. My parents met here. My grandma actually graduated from seminary.
It's a co-ed section. I really like the science building.
Yeah, I like the science building. The science building. I'm a cell biology major.
Down there in the UC, definitely the
The underground.
My dorm room for sure. I have a really awesome roommate and I can just personalize it to be how I want it to be, and it's got a really cool vibe and I can just feel at home. I'm going to physical science.
education class, physiology, exercise.
Be very successful and have my own business eventually for physical therapy. I'm going to be either a humanities teacher or a applied teacher. I have no idea.
I'm majoring in vision science and minoring in biochemistry.
And I have no idea.
Social studies education. My history teacher is amazing and I kind of want to be like him.
I just want to inspire, students to become better people when they grow up.
All right. Hopefully those of you, especially who are in your first semester here, are already starting to find your favorite place on campus. And hopefully through this class, as well as your other classes, if you haven't done that yet, you will find your favorite place on campus. Before we get started, I like to put the peer instructors on the spot and have them come up and introduce themselves, who their teacher is that they're peer instructing with, and tell you why they think this class is important. So come on up on stage, guys. You're welcome. Not everybody rush at once. Come on.
What did you need?
Introduce yourself, who your actual instructor you're working with is, and then why you think this class is important.
All right, my name is Alan Porras-Romero, and I am paired with Deanie Hensley. And I think this class is important because you learn a lot of things, not just about campus, but about how to be successful here in college.
My name is Skylar Conley. The instructor that I'm with is Samantha Clifford. Like Alan said, you learn a lot of things in this class that help you, not even just throughout the rest of your college career, but once you get out of here, you learn valuable life lessons in this class, like time management, and so many things that will help you just in life with your job and everything outside of the classroom as well.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Walsh, and the instructor I'm with is Dr. Jessica Martin. And I believe this class is important for you guys because it makes it very easy for you guys to already make connections on campus, not just with your classmates, but also with a professor and someone older like myself as a peer instructor.
Hi, I'm Kennedy Casey, and I'm paired with Dr. Ken Thompson. And like everyone was saying, this class is a very important class. I think if you show up and you actually participate in class, you will get what you put into it. So it's a very important class and you learn a lot.
Hi guys, my name is Katie Beasley. My instructor is Monica Barnett. They took all of the really good ones, but as far as what I got out of my class was I learned how, like, I had a group of people in my class because it's unlike any other class. It's so great. And you build personal relationships with your peer instructor and with your instructor. And there's people who can write recommendations and who can keep up with you all throughout your time here, whether it's 4 years or 8 years. And whether you need help changing a tire or moving or just finding something on campus, someone in your peer class, if you're coming and you're getting everything out of it you can, someone in your peer class will be able to help you, and you might find your best friend, your husband, something.
She's not kidding about the husband thing. I had last spring, we had a couple that got together and were all over each other all semester. It was good times. So, yeah, you guys can sit back down for just a moment. All right. So I wanted you to hear from them, but I also wanted to go through a couple quotes from previous spring and summer students from this class. Just to give you an idea, for those of you who are dreading coming, think this is going to be a waste of your time, don't want to be here, I just want to give you an idea of what people have gotten out of it from their own words. This is directly from the students. I promise I did not pay them off to write this. This class has been very helpful to me from beginning to end. It taught me the do's and don'ts of college. It gave me the tools to succeed in college and in the career field as well. I've already started using some of the material that University Strategies has taught me, and it has been going well. The cool thing is that I have found myself using some of the advice in life situations and not just the classroom or while doing homework. To me, this class was a crash course not only on how to succeed in college, but also life after college. Overall experience, this class was wonderful and helped me tremendously in many aspects of my life that I never thought it would. The advice I would give to future freshmen would be, first, take this class in your very first semester. Do not put it off, as what you learn in this one class will carry on and apply to every other class you will take at NSU. That cannot be said for other classes. I think the most important thing I can tell future freshmen is this class is important to help you succeed. My advice would be to have a good attitude about taking this class so that you can learn all you can, because if you do, it will help you to succeed here at NSU. This course has been a great experience for me. I highly recommend all incoming freshmen to take this course during their first semester here at NSU. I feel it would be to their benefit and that they would start their college career off by being informed of all the university has to offer right off the bat. This course has caused me to be a better person, not only as a student, but it has helped me in other areas of my life. I now see that University Strategies is not simply a course that helps students to plan to succeed while at NSU. It helps you understand what it takes to succeed and to become aware of things that you can improve on that will benefit you for future. PowerPoint has a mind of its own. We've had that one. Okay. University Strategies is a required class for all incoming freshmen. Like most students probably do, I was dreading this class, assuming that it would be a dramatic waste of money. I could not have been more wrong. From the beginning, the class has opened my eyes about the way I look at myself and the best ways for me to learn material. To incoming freshmen, I would simply say, give this class a chance before you begin to judge it. And finally, to any future NSU student or student at any university, I would fully endorse this course. At first, I was dubious and saw it as a moneymaker for the school with no relevance to earning a degree. Even during the new student orientation, it was referred to as an easy A if you just do the work. This is not the case. This course is so much more insightful. It makes you take a step back and study yourself. I believe that anyone who is going to change their life needs to take this course to discover who they are first. Okay? So those are words directly from other students. This is definitely one of those courses that you get out of it what you're willing to put into it, like one of the peer instructors said. If you come every day with a positive attitude, ready to make friends, ready to learn stuff, you're going to get a lot out of this course. Okay? Now, I have a challenge for you guys. We're going to separate by small groups, and yesterday's 1 o'clock class, this is the 5th time I've done this presentation. Yesterday's 1 o'clock class was the fastest class and just did it very, very efficiently. So we're going to see if you guys can do as well as they did. So, if I can have the peer instructors come up here, and we are missing one, so one of you will have to put up with me instead. The first thing all we're going to do is try to get into our groups. So if you'll get out your schedule, or if you know your schedule, okay? We're going to try to separate you by who you have as an instructor. So we're going to start with Rebecca. Rebecca. So if you are in the number for the far left in your course schedule, and I'll go through a lot of the pieces of information, but if you're in 20912 with Dr. Jessica Martin, with Rebecca here, also in Science 161, some people seem to know their room numbers and not their teachers' names, and that's fine. Then you will sit up front over here in this corner, okay? If you are in 20914 with Ken Thompson, or listed maybe as William Thompson on your sheet with Kennedy, you're in BT B9A. Let's put you up front in the middle here. Front middle. If you are in 20915 with Deanie Hensley and Alan here, your room is middle front. So where everybody went that said TBA. Just sit with any group and just put a note when you sign in. Put a note next to your name that you're not sure if you're in the right class.
I'm trying to look at
All right, if the peer instructors will come up and grab a handful of syllabi and pass them out to your group real quick. We have a pair of sunglasses. Anybody missing sunglasses? They're kind of cute. I might keep them if nobody wants to claim them. They have little diamonds on the side. All right, well, they're up here if you want to claim them later. All right, we're going to quickly go through the syllabus, and then I'm going to give you time to talk with your group there, your peer instructor, and your classmates. Okay? So they're handing out the syllabus. When you get your book, when it comes in, which hopefully will be today or tomorrow, you'll have another copy of the syllabus in there. But you notice that we have the first page is blank for fill-in for your instructor and peer instructor information. We have the same syllabus for all classes, but clearly we don't have the same instructor for all classes. So you get to fill that part in yourself. All right? Oh, and hey, that back group. Hey, Alan, can you use the back group too while you're at it, please? Thank you. All right. You have one in your book as well. All right, is anybody besides this back corner here missing syllabi at this point? They look like they're coming down the way. All right, so I'm going to go through this pretty fast. You're going to get to talk even more about it in your small group on Thursday. But if we come across something and you do have a question, this is a large room with bad lighting, so just shout, just yell it out to me. Or, if you're shy, nudge your neighbor and ask them to yell it out. That'll work too, okay? Oops, seriously. All right, are we ready? Does everybody have one? Okay. So just a quick introduction to the course. It's required in the university induction program of all freshmen. We consider academic, social, vocational, and other basic concerns common to first-year college students. We seek to help you transition to the university in the academic expectations and culture of higher education. You will develop a support network. Most importantly, you will develop a support network, skills needed for college success, and a clear pathway to academic achievement. Some pretty lofty goals for this class. We have quite a few required materials. You will need to get the book when it comes in. It's going to look like this, okay? It's a 3-ring binder wrapped in plastic with pages inside wrapped in plastic, 2 presents in one. Open them up, stick them in the 3-ring binder. It comes with 2 cards One is an access code to the online course material that you're going to need for this course, and the other is a rebate card for your iClicker 2. Everybody needs to buy one of these before we meet again next week. Okay, some of you, your small group instructor will want you to use these too, but we are definitely using these in here. Okay, so you have to bring them with you. I would suggest buying them over renting them. Most of your gen ed science classes use them. Basic nutrition is starting to use them. Film appreciation, I believe, is starting to use them. You're going to use these throughout your college career. You only have to purchase one for all the classes that use it. Okay, and you will be able to sell it back at the end of your college career once you get to graduation. You can sell it back before that too, but we want you to get to graduation. So, all right, so get one of those. They are kind of expensive, but the rebate card I think is like $10 off. You can buy them on campus or off campus. Really handy little things. They take AA batteries. I would suggest keeping a AA battery in your bag just in case your battery dies in the middle of class sometime. Okay. A couple other things you'll need. How many in here have checked your NSU email already? Okay, about half, maybe 2/3. You need to be doing this on a regular basis, so you need to have your NSU user ID and password. You need to get that figured out. Now, you use the same password for email, for GoNSU, for all your registering, financial aid, checking, things like that, as well as for Blackboard, okay? So you need to learn your NSU user ID and develop your password. We're going to use Blackboard Instant Messenger in this class. Your first week worth of assignments, which you're going to see here in a little bit, you have a lot of little assignments, and especially this first week, don't let that scare you off. We have a big push this week to orient you to Blackboard, then after that it's just a couple things each week. But one of the first assignments we have you do is get on Blackboard IM and have a conversation. It's a very handy tool. It connects you automatically to all of your classmates in all of your classes, as well as your instructors and your peer instructors in those courses. So if anybody's online, you can get online, ask them questions. If they're having a hard time with something, you can get some help. Just need somebody to complain to about something, get on there and find somebody to talk with. And then we provide some extra materials on Blackboard. Okay? And at the end of class today, we're going to take about 3 minutes to get just a quick, here's Blackboard and here's the important things to do in our class. All right, any questions so far? Turning to page 2. You'll see we have a lot of goals for this class. Unlike many of your other classes, we're not just preparing you for one subject. We're preparing you for your entire college career. So we have a lot of goals, a lot of things we hope that you get out of this class. Our we can categorize these into 6 factors. The first is obviously academic skills. So study skills, test-taking skills, note-taking skills, writing, oral communication, things like that. Okay? And then we have life skills. So those important life skills related to academic success, time management, motivation, organization, attitude, collaboration. Okay? Then we have some important technology skills. You'll find that we're using technology in the classroom more and more and more. So Blackboard, your Google apps that come free with your email, your GoNSU, and other online resources like the library. Then another big piece, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit here, is professional etiquette. We want you to learn, if you don't already know, how to be a professional student, okay? A big important piece of this class that we're going to force you into, you introverts in the room, we're going to force you to become involved, make some connections with campus, participate in some events, things like that. And then finally, we hope you walk away with an academic success profile. What is it that what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses that you need to work on to get to graduation here at the university? All right, next page. Course procedures. This course is a little bit different than most of your other courses in that we meet in 2 different rooms. So today's Tuesday. Tuesdays, we're going to meet here. Not every Tuesday, and you'll get your course calendar in your small group on Thursday, so you'll know which days we don't meet here. We meet most Tuesdays, but some Tuesdays you get a break. We're going to meet in here. Like I said, you need to bring your clickers. We're going to have external speakers each Tuesday, and they're going to interact with you, face-to-face type of interaction, as well as using these clickers throughout their presentations. And then you're going to have your small group sessions on Thursdays. And for this class, it looks like some of you are meeting in business and technology in the basement, one of 3 rooms in the basement. So BT, B9A, B9B, B6. That B stands for basement. Science, a group of you is meeting in the science, 161. One group is in the library. That library room is not in the main entrance of the library. If you're going towards the library, there's a hallway on the east side of the building, the right side. You go down there to get to that room if you haven't found it already. And then one group will be in science, 157. Okay? So on Thursdays, you won't meet here. You'll meet with your small group that you're sitting with right now in a small group class session where your peer instructors and your instructors will help guide you through some of the material and some of the topics for the class. You guys are lucky in this class. You have two types of instructors. You have the faculty or staff member, faculty, staff, or administrator, who's the instructor on record, the one who'll do the grading, the one who will lead the small group sessions. And you have your peer instructors, your student instructors. They're just like you guys. Some of them literally went through this class last year. Some of them are some of you will have sophomores, some of you have juniors and seniors for your peer instructors. I want to emphasize for you guys that none of us, I say us because I'm an instructor, I have an 11 o'clock on Thursdays. All of us are volunteers. None of us were forced into this. Nobody twisted our arm. We all volunteered for this position. Same thing with your peer instructors. We want to be a part of this process, a part of this journey for you. We want to help you succeed and graduate from NSU. So every person you have, as scary as they may seem on the first day, cares about you as an individual, okay? And we're gonna get to know you as an individual and help you get to graduation. That's our goal. Your your instructors, please get to know them. Like I said, they're gonna be here through your whole journey, and they're gonna be a resource for you to go back. I still get in touch with my students from the last 3 semesters. So they wanna be a part of that. Your peer instructors are an even more special situation for you. You have their cell phone numbers. Well, you may not today, but you will have their cell phone numbers. You can text them if it's as simple as, do we have small group or large group today? Or you could, give them a call late at night. You're struggling with some homework and you just need somebody to motivate you. Things like that, okay? They're here for you as well. And they know exactly what you're going through. While the rest of us know because we've all been there, it's been a little while. In fact, I was in your shoes in 1996 at this university taking this course. So I have been there, okay? But we all care. We really, really, really all want you to succeed. We all want you to graduate from here, okay? This is a semi-blended course, and by that I mean we will meet in face-to-face, large group, small group, but then we also do most of our work on Blackboard. And the reason behind that is to make sure that when you walk away from this class, you are comfortable using Blackboard. We use all the most commonly used tools in Blackboard, so that by the time you're done with this class, no matter what's thrown at you, you'll know how to use Blackboard, okay? We do have 2 Blackboard sites, but you have your one small group and then one for large group, and we'll talk more about that one next week. All right, grades. Just like every other class, this class does have a final grade. D is passing, but it's not ideal. We want you to be striving for an A, or if you have to, a B in this class. Each and every one of you can get an A or a B in this class. Every one of you can get an A. I want to emphasize this because a lot of people come into this class willing to settle for a C or a D. But let's think about what that means to your future. If you think about what the perception is. If I'm an instructor and you've come to me in your junior year and you want into my class is full and you want in. It's a major course, you really want to be able to graduate on time. As an instructor, I have the ability to get in and look at your grades, your transcript. And if I look and I see that you had a D in University Strategies, you passed, you don't ever have to take it again. What do you think that says to me? What do you think my perception is of you if you got a D in University Strategies? Not good. In what way? You don't try hard? You didn't take it seriously? What else? I heard somebody whisper. The class may be hard, but do you think that's what the instructor is going to perceive? The instructor who wants you in their class. If you guys come in thinking this is going to be an easy A, a lot of instructors are going to think that should have been an easy A. Now that may not be the case, and probably it's not the case. Probably life got in the way, okay? But don't let that happen. If you start to struggle in this class at any point, you start to struggle, reach out to your peer instructor and your instructor. Get on top of it before you drop yourself down to that CD range, okay? I want to emphasize that each and every one of you can get an A in this course. Yes, there's a lot of work. None of it is hard work. None of it is hard work, okay? All right, so speaking of a lot of work, let's look at what the work is. We have online reading quizzes in this course. You're gonna have 11 reading quizzes throughout the semester. Your first 2 are due next Tuesday. They're all done on Blackboard. With each reading quiz, you get 2 chances to get the highest score. We take the highest, we don't take the average. You don't necessarily get the same item, so don't take the first one just to see what the questions are, okay? Because the second time around, you're probably not gonna get the same questions. Now, reading quizzes are due on Tuesday night. They're due by Tuesday night. You can get into them on Friday or Saturday. You have 4+ days to work on them. They're due Tuesday night by end of the day. What day are reading quizzes due? Tuesday night. Now I emphasize this because reading quizzes cannot be made up. Once Tuesday night passes, that reading quiz just can't do it. Okay? So when are reading quizzes due? Oh, come on. With some enthusiasm. Thank you. Now, psychology research says that you have to hear something 7 times before you sink it in your memory. So one more time. When are reading quizzes due? Thank you. Okay. Everything else in the class, with the exception of this week's work, is due Sunday night of that week. So you have a few more days to do the rest of the work, but we want you to get the reading quizzes done before you go to your small group, okay? So reading quizzes are due Tuesday night. The rest of your work is due Sunday night. So you have the weekends to work on the rest of the work. Okay. Let's talk about the rest of this work. You're going to have co-curricular activities blog. This is where we're forcing you to get involved. You're going to have to attend a social event. You're going to have to attend an academic or professional event and an athletic event. It could be intramurals, it could be a football game, anything like that. And at some point in the semester, you're going to have to blog about that. How did it go? How did you feel? Did you meet anybody? Things like that. You're going to have to tell us about it. You're also going to have to post a picture of yourself at the event. So what I would suggest is starting this week with Welcome Week, anything you attend, take a selfie at it, okay? Whether it's with your phone, your camera, post it to Facebook to save it for later so you don't accidentally delete it, because part of this assignment is to post that selfie with your blog entry. So let's say in week 10, you're supposed to do a social event. And let's say in week 10, you don't have time to go to a social event. But this week during Welcome Week, you went to a social event and you took a selfie. Blog about that. It doesn't have to happen the week of that blog. It could happen any time up till then. So take a selfie everywhere you go so that you can say, I was there and this is what I got out of it. Okay? Is that a question or just a comment? Huh? What about, I can barely hear you, something about Instagram, that's all I heard. You're going to put it in the blog in Blackboard. And this week you're going to learn how to use the blog in the orientation, but for now you can just keep the picture for yourself so that you have it for later. Okay? We hope that by the time you do these blogs, you've attended 4, 5, 6 social events, but you may not. You're also going to have a self-assessment journal in this class online where you're going to take some surveys about yourself and then reflect on them. The difference between a blog and a journal in Blackboard, a blog is open to the class, a journal is between you and the instructor. So you're reflecting just between you and the instructor. You're going to do some activities in this class and then go online and do a discussion board. You're going to have a group project. So about week 7 or 8, you're going to be grouped into groups about 4 or 5 people within your small group. And you're going to research an NSU club or organization. So you might start thinking now about what organizations you might be interested in. Remember that you and 3 or 4 other people have to agree on one, so don't set your mind to it right now as to what you definitely want to do. You're going to research that club or organization. You're going to go to a meeting of theirs. You're going to interview some people from the organization, take some pictures, things like that. And then in Blackboard, you're going to build a wiki page on that organization, just like a Wikipedia page. So if you're familiar with Wikipedia, you're just basically building a Wikipedia page within Blackboard. And then the very last week of class, your group, each and every one of you in the group, is going to get up in front of your class, not this class, your small group, and you're going to present on that student club or organization. So for those of you who are squirming in your seats now, knowing that you have to do a presentation at the end of the semester, I have a piece of advice for you. Now first off, the reason we have you do this is because you're going to do this a lot throughout your college career. You're going to have presentations, so we want to introduce you to it early. But for those of you who get nervous presenting or really just want to pass out being told you have to present, this is what I suggest. From day 1, start getting to know each and every person sitting in your group with you, sitting in your small group. so that by the time you get to the last week of the semester, you're just talking to your friends. It's not a big deal for you to get up and talk to 24 of your friends, right? Like it is to get up and talk to 24 people you don't know, okay? And I promise you too that no matter how many times you present, unless you're a theater major, you're always going to get nervous. This is the 5th time I've done this presentation and I still had butterflies in my stomach before I got up and talked to you guys. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But get to know your classmates. Make the presentation a whole lot easier. All right, we're also going to have a resources scavenger hunt that will involve some online work as well as getting out to those offices on campus that will be very beneficial to you throughout your career here. You'll learn more about that one next week. We're going to have some online resources assignments to learn about using the library and some other online applications. And then at the very end of the semester, you're going to turn in a paper. This will be a 2 to 3 page paper where you reflect upon the semester, what you learned, what you gained, what you still need to work on, things like that. Okay? So lots of work, but a lot of it's just to acclimate you to the type of work you're going to have in your future classes, as well as to get you reflecting upon and learning about yourself. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. One last piece of your points in this class, 14% of your grade is dependent upon professional behavior. We define in this class professional behavior as a list of behaviors that we hope you learn to use within your classes and when you're on campus. Now this came about as the result of doing a survey of NSU instructors and asking them what their top pet peeves were. What drives them nuts that students do? So that list you see in front of you, and I encourage you to spend some time looking at that list, are things that drive your instructors nuts, things that make them not so happy with you. So the goal with this, easy points, just don't do those things, easy points. Easy 14% of your grade. 10 points each week. We meet for 14 weeks. There's a 16-week semester, but we don't meet for this class during fall break week or Thanksgiving break week. You get a break from the class for those 2 weeks. This is in person, face-to-face within the classroom, outside of the classroom when you're around your peer instructor or your instructor. This is online via email, Blackboard IM, things like that, or over the phone. Things like when you're writing an email saying, "Dear Dr. So-and-so," and using the correct title and spelling their name correctly. I don't know how many times my name gets misspelled. It drives me nuts. Signing it, "Thank you," and then signing your name. Things like that, okay? Easy 10 points as long as we're all being respectful to each other. Very easy 10 points. Showing up on time. Not pulling your cell phone or your tablet out in class. Not working on other work while in class. Not pulling your cell phone out in class. Okay? It's rude to have your cell phone out when people are presenting. It's rude to have your tablet out. It's rude to have other classwork out in a class. It makes what it says to the instructor in any class is that their class isn't important to you. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But again, this came about by asking the instructors here at NSU. We did a survey of the instructors here at NSU. What behaviors drive them insane? And we want to help you guys avoid those behaviors in the future. Okay? Easy points. All right, we're almost done with me talking to you guys, and then you guys can talk within your group for a couple minutes. You will get an official course calendar within your small group on Thursday, as well as you'll see in Blackboard here at the end of class that you can see when anything is due in your My Calendar in our Blackboard course. The general late work policy for the course is late work is not accepted. Reading quizzes cannot be made up. When are they due? That's right, you guys remember. But generally speaking, late work is not accepted. Now, we all, as instructors, understand that life gets in the way. Just be open, honest, and talk to us as soon as possible before life gets so much in the way that there's nothing that can be done. Okay? But generally speaking, late work is not accepted. There's an attendance policy for this course, as you'll see with most of your courses at NSU. We answer to the state and federal governments and have to report attendance for our funding. So we have to require attendance in our classes. You guys are all adults. It is your choice whether or not you come to class, but it will affect your grade in this class. And research does show that the more you attend any class, the better you will do in that class. Okay? So just keep in mind, 4+ absences will start to drop your grade in the class. And that includes large group and small group together. All right? Couple last pieces of information. As long as we're all being professional, we don't have to worry about academic misconduct, but we do have policies in place for academic misconduct, plagiarism, cheating, disrespectful behavior, things like that. If you have a physical or learning disability that you feel like will interfere with your learning in any class at NSU, I would highly encourage you registering with the Disability Services Office as soon as possible. If you need help with that, you can talk to your instructor, myself, or your peer instructor. You don't have to out yourself to the class. You don't have to worry about that, but you can get registered and get accommodations as necessary. And then finally, who in the room is from the area and was here for last winter? And we had a lot of classes and schools canceled in the area last winter, if you recall. We do have an inclement weather policy here at NSU. If due to flooding or due to snow or ice, they need to cancel class, let's close the school, they will send out an email to your NSU email letting you know. They will post it on the website, and if you sign up for the emergency alert system, which you can do through the NSU website, just type in emergency alert, they'll send you a text message. They make the decision about 6 or 6:30 in the morning whether or not they're going to close the school. And so say you have an 8 o'clock class, and you get up and you get ready and you walk across campus and slip on the ice or whatever and get over there and figure out then that class was canceled, it's not going to make you very happy. But if you get up at, you know there's bad weather and you get up about 6:45 and check your email and you see the class is canceled and you just go back to sleep. So I would encourage you to also check your email for that reason. But just know that there is an inclement weather policy for the university. All right. New student orientation, if you did not attend it this summer, it is required for the class. It's not 10% of your grade like it was last semester. It is literally pass or fail. If you do not attend new student orientation, you do not pass this class. There is a makeup on September 9th, I believe at 3:30. Your small group instructor will be able to give you more information on that, but if you did not attend it this summer, you need to attend the makeup, okay? This is a list of all your assignments that are due by Tuesday. I'll show you in Blackboard here in a couple minutes. It's all very, very quick, 5 to 10 minutes at most per assignment. Intro journal entry, you take a little survey about yourself, you reflect on it. Discussion board, you take a little survey about yourself, you discuss it with your classmates. Practice wiki, you put in a fact about NSU. Very, very simple stuff just to orient you to the various tools we're going to use throughout the semester. All right, and then you have a reading quiz out of your book. Any questions? Okay, so for 5 minutes, I'm going to have you meet with your instructor or your peer instructor there and just chat amongst yourselves, ask any questions you think you might have. Make sure that you do sign in, and I'll come back to the back group there and answer any questions you guys might have. Make sure you sign in on the sheet, and if you're not sure if you're in the right class, make sure you make a note of that on the sign-in sheet. But you're going to need to bring your clickers in the future for that. Don't disappear, though. Okay, so one question that came up was when is the makeup new student orientation? And again, that's September 9th at 3:30. You'll get more details, I believe, from your small group instructor on that, okay? All right, so I just briefly wanted to bring you into one of your courses and show you kind of where the important stuff is. So this is what it looks like when you go in. The only difference will be what it says for the name up there. You will always start in the announcements section here. If you need a copy of your syllabus or another copy to print, or you don't remember who your instructor is, or you want another copy of the calendar, anything like that, you can go into the syllabus area. If you don't remember how to use a Blackboard tool after you do the Blackboard orientation this week, you can go in here and revisit the tool. This goes over some of the needed technologies. Blackboard plays most friendly with Firefox. So if you're in the habit of using Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Safari, anything like that, I would highly encourage you to get in the habit of using Firefox with Blackboard. Everything you work on in this class you'll find in weekly content. So if you go into weekly content, the top folder will always be the week we are in. So we're in week 1 and this is available to you now. It'll list the assignments that you have to do on the outside as well as on the inside. It'll let you know if you have large group or small group. And then you'll have access to all of the assignments within. Anything that's underlined is a link. Okay, so anytime you see an underline, that means it's a link to something. All right. You can access your course tools a little easier right here if you want to. If you need to email your instructor, your peer instructor, or any of your classmates, I would encourage you to use this instead of directly going through your NSU email. If you email your instructor through here, it'll tell them which class you're from when you email them. Okay? Now this is an important tool right here, My Calendar. If you can't remember if you have something coming up that's due for this class, other classes as well, but definitely for this class, if you click on My Calendar, it defaults to the month view, which is the ideal view to see what assignments you have coming up. Oh, whoops, hold on. Let me get in the student view. I left the student view, okay. Here we go. So ignore some of these other classes here. Oops, that's the one I want. I have a whole bunch of these classes in my calendar, if you can't tell. Okay, so act like this only showed the first few. You would go into any of these, say this is your class here, and you can click on this and say, I have something due today. What is it? And it says, I have an intro wiki entry due. So I can go to this wiki using this link up here. It'll bring me straight to the assignment that I need to work on. And so I can come in here, and I'm not going to put something in there because I don't want to mess it up. I ended up in a different course. And I can put in my entry. And then it'll give me a green bar across the top saying that my entry went through. But let's say that I'm not comfortable just knowing with that green bar whether or not my instructor got the work. I can go to my grades here. And this will bring up, seriously. This will bring up my grade center. This is for me alone, and so this is what I see. So anything over here that has this symbol, the green circle with the exclamation point, that means that my instructor has received my work. They haven't graded it yet. So once the instructor gets in there and grades it, this will go away and a grade will show up here. Okay. So that means I, as your instructor, I did get your work. Be rest assured that I did get your work. I would always go through and verify that that came through. All right. And then finally, you have this Cengage supplemental resources. That's stuff that came with your book. That's your online book, to access to your online book. So if you want to read it online, you can use that there. Okay? Any questions? Have a great rest of your first week. Go to class on Thursday, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday.